Okay. So what is it? Okay, it's Kevin, Kate, and Randall. Kevin, Kate, and Randall. What? On This Is Us. And so this song is by Kate. I'm pretty sure her name is Kate. Hey, bonjour. Let's start off the song. We were talking yesterday about, I was fat shaming Lizzo. That, whatever she is. Lizzo, the fat singer? Yeah. And I was like, I mean, it's probably rude of me to define her as the fat sister. But this is the sister in This Is Us, and I think it's just so gorgeous. I want to start the show this way. This is Time After Time.
Okay. Hi. Lying in my bed, I hear the clock ticking, think of you. Caught up in circles, confusion is nothing new. Flashback to warm nights almost left behind. Suitcase of memory. Time after sometimes you picture me. I'm walking too far ahead. You're calling to me and I can't hear what you've said. And you say, go slow.
Hi, I'm looking for Shakespeare.
I fall behind. The drum beats out of time. If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I'll be waiting. Time after time. If you fall, I will catch you. I will be waiting. Time after time. Time after time.
Oh, man. I love that song. If you ever leave me, sweetie, I'm going right for Kate. I know. How long is that song? 2 minutes? 2 minutes and you just fall in love with her. I know. What's so brilliant about that song is when she starts, it's really rough. You know, she's nervous and all that. And then by the end, you're drooling. Okay, bonjour. And welcome back to the show. Welcome back to Buju Nana Buju, a podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am Nana Buju. This is Natasha. Okay, hey, Buju, Gakina. Hello, everyone. Over here is the rockstar cartoonist Michael Lyons. Ikadon Buju Niji. Say hello. Hey, everyone, welcome to the show. And you have just entered the live stream show about Ojibwe language, culture, and just culture in general, huh? Just culture, the arts, music, and painting, and what have you. Yeah, just yesterday, I think I mentioned this. I was talking about how much I hate Lizzo. And I think I was talking about how preoccupied with fat I am. I don't want to become fat. And then there's this whole movement of fat acceptance. Or mostly just people who refuse to accept any criticism or whatever. But there's people like Lizzo who are just shake her big fat gross butt and her big fat gross There's also that model who's always half naked. Oh yeah, she's all tatted up. Yeah. She does this, her photo shoots on the beach, all tattoos and just rolls and rolls and she must be like 500 pounds. I have half a mind to roll her back in. I think it's a whale who's been beached. It's like, somebody save her. She's going to die if she doesn't get back to the ocean. Nah. But I'm not hating on fat people. I just hate Lizzo, and she's a fat pig. And I hate that model, and she's a fat pig. But Kate from This Is Us. I've only seen the first 3 seasons. I know, it's like 6 seasons, and I think it's over now. Did they finally end it? I think they might have ended it. Wow. Not, it makes me cry. Yeah. It's a good song if it just makes you cry. Let's see who's here on this Anima A. Keys, you're good. It is prayer day. Did you guys say your prayers? Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep. If I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. Yeah. She knows what's going on. Prayer day. Anima A is a prayer. Sunday. This is what we call Sunday in the Ojibwe language. Isn't that right, John Redcorn? John the red corn, the corn which is red. Bonjour, John. Let's get John a gold star. Oh, yeah. Gold star for John for being the first guy in class. Well done. Well done, sir. Welcome to the show. And there's old Diane Swope. Hey, she called us the other day. Yeah, we didn't get back to her. Tell her sorry. Sorry we didn't get back to you, Diane. I'm really bad with that. Because I know we're going to be on the phone for an hour. That's the problem. People who call me up and I don't get back to you right away, it's 50% I'm just rude. But 50% is like, oh yeah, I'm going to call them, but not now because we always start talking and I need to have like an hour free. Like I don't have all day free, but I always think, I'll do that later. And then I get distracted and whatever. So sorry, we'll give you a call tomorrow. Was I see you? Let's get a silver star for Diane Swope. Diane the Swope. How you doing? And cousin Missy's here. Bonjour, cousin. Let's get a bronze star for Missy. Did somebody think Missy was the lady singing? I think I read somebody's like, is that Missy? Yeah, Jim Dunn. Is that Missy singing? Yeah, you should hear Missy. She's like a professional singer. And then who will say, I was learning. Bonjour, I was learning. Good to see you. And Kaya. Oh my gosh, she says. I think I'm in the wrong room. You are exactly where you're supposed to be, Kaya. Welcome to the Bonjour crew. We're here enjoying the lovely singing. There's something weird. I learned this when I was in the 5th grade. What's that? It reminded me watching Kate from This Is Us sing Cyndi Lauper. Yeah. You walk away going, wow, she's really beautiful. That's a beautiful woman. You would never say that if you didn't hear her sing. Right. Something happens with singers. I mean, not you so much, Michael. What's that? Other singers become really beautiful when they sing. Yeah, I've noticed that too, actually. Have you? Yeah. Everybody's gorgeous when they sing. Yeah, what is that? I mean, Dave Matthews, no. You don't think Dave Matthews is handsome when he sings? No, his face gets all crunched up. It looks like he's the first one to admit it. He says it looks like he's taking a poo when he sings. But women, a lot of women, maybe it's just women, when they sing, they get so beautiful if they're good singers. So I was in the 5th grade, and we had a Christmas program at school. This is before schools became so politically correct they couldn't even celebrate Christmas anymore. But back in the days of the grandfathers, the schools would celebrate Christmas with, Christmas programs, Christmas trees, Christmas songs, presents, Santa Claus stuff. You might even have the manger scene, in the school. Teacher might pull out the Bible. Okay, well, we might as well learn about what Christmas really is. But then the 80s came and they were like, no, don't do that. You might be offending the Jews or something. You might be offending the pagans. Just quit talking about that. But when I was a kid, we had a Christmas program. It was the Madrigal Dinner. It was where we sang certain Christmas songs, and then like a bunch of my buddies dressed up like kings and queens, and they came out on the stage and they had a big banquet. And I was in a choir. And I had to stand next to this kind of frumpy, I don't even remember her name anymore because the spell wore off after Christmas. But there was a girl, so I'm a 5th grader and she was either a 4th grader. I think she was a 4th grader. She might have even been a 3rd grader. And so I had no interest in this girl, right? You weren't interested in a 3rd grader? No, I was way too old for that. I think she was a 4th grader. No, I think she was a 3rd grader, actually. This is ridiculous. So she was just a little kid to me. I was a 5th grader. But we're standing together. We were both, tenors or whatever section we were singing. And we had to practice a lot. There was a few days there where I stood next to this girl and sang. And she had such a sweet voice. And I would steal a look at her every once in a while. And I remember, in 5th grade, you're the same height as the girls, so we're like, whatever. I kept looking over there. And for a few days there, I had a major crush on her. I really liked her. I secretly liked her. And I didn't understand it. And I didn't dare tell my friends because she was like a dumb 3rd grader or 4th grader or something. But because she could sing so beautifully, her face like glowed or something. I really liked her. And then the pageant came and went, and the spell disappeared. And I saw her again after that's what happened. We had a Christmas program, and then there's the Christmas break. Oh yeah, from school? Yeah, so 2 weeks goes by. We go back to school, I see her on the playground, and she's back to being just a regular kid. And I wasn't in love anymore. Not anymore, huh? Nope. She should have kept singing. But, yeah. I don't know. Are you guys like that at all? Do singers? I think there's a spell that comes over people. When you meet a singer you really love, you sort of fall in love with them. Anyway, Jim doesn't know what I'm talking about because he's got no heart. Hey, Jim Dunn, why don't you buy a heart and start enjoying the musical stylings of Cyndi Lauper? It's not very manly of me to be fawning over a Cyndi Lauper song, huh? Not so much. All right, for today's Ojibwe language lesson, let's talk about Metallica. No. Gitche Manadu. Daga we duka wishin. Great Spirit, please help me. Help me to remember to call the people back. Help me to not be so neurotic around the phone. Why can't I call people? I think I'm gonna, I always feel like I don't have time. Gitchi manadu. Gitchi means great. Gitchi. Here's a little insight on how natives really feel about white people. There's a lot of misapprehension out there. People think, oh yeah, those Indians are mad. They're mad at the white man for stealing his land. Yeah. But it's not like that. When the white man came to the Ojibwe land, they saw their long knives and they said, oh wow, those guys have great knives. They have chi mukaman. Well, chi is short for gitchi. Gitchi means great. And mukam, I can't say it. Chimukaman. Chimukaman. We just call them chimokes. But chimukaman. A mukaman is a knife. And so, whenever we call a white person a chimok, a chimukaman, we're calling them great knives. We're calling them great. We think white people are just great. Do we? Yep. We're not racist like those original, like the ancestors, huh? We aren't racist like those people that want to send their kids to boarding school. Yeah. Bunch of racists. Hey, your grandparents are racists. They didn't want to adapt to the white way. That's what they, first time racist was used. They called the Indians who didn't want to send their kids to boarding school the racists. The Indians who didn't want to assimilate were known as the Indian racists. So, before you start throwing that word around, just remember where it comes from. You racist. Yeah. And daga, please. I was watching some guy on YouTube. He goes, imagine we had no word for please. I was like, hey, dummy. Daga. It means please. Please, give me a super chat. Diane Swope, you didn't have to do that. Diane just gave us a $10 super chat. Hey, thank you. Me gwetch, Diane. You see, now that's what happens. I just casually said, Great Spirit, please help me. And the Great Spirit helps you through his little angels on earth. Diane is one of God's Gitchimanudu's breathing, walking angels. She doesn't let anybody know, but she just gave us $10. Miigwech Gitchimanudu. And miigwech Diane Swope. What's wrong with the rest of you? Come on, give us your money. Junia. What do you think these live streams are free? Don't be mean to the Bushu crew. We do wish and help me. Help me. Help me. Help you. Sometimes before the show, I'll say a little prayer. I'll say, Gitche Manadu. The ga we do wishin. Ando minawe nungum. Help me to speak well today. I ask him to help me speak well. Give me some funny jokes and lines and little stories that can help, I don't know, keep me entertaining. Help me entertain the troops here. Gitche Manadu. The ga we duka wishin. Great Spirit, please help me. So we went to Muka'am Bible Church today. And the little frozen cabin of a church on a Leech Lake reservation. Just off the curve before you get to Mission Road. Go down the old casino road, past the tribal college, past the old Palace Casino that they don't use anymore. And keep going about a mile. And on your left there'll be Muka'am, sunrise. You get up there in the sunrise and you worship the Lord. You worship the Lord, sweetie. Debe Nimi Yang, our Lord. Debe Nimi Yang. Jawena Missionang. Jawena Missionang. Missionang. You got your mission. It's a missionang. Ni missionang. Jawena mi mission. I can't even speak Ojibwe, sweetie. Let's just quit. We're going to quit teaching Ojibwe? Yeah. Starting tomorrow, we're just teaching Spanish. It's easier. Our Lord, have pity on us. Have pity on us. That's one of the things that a lot of the guys would say when I would go into those sweat lodges. Some people, I don't know if I should talk about this. It's not controversial or anything, but they're basically two different sort of spiritual practices and a lot of overlapping on the reservation. You got your Christians. You got your boarding school, the descendants of boarding school survivors. 99% of those boarding school kids converted to Christianity, either Catholicism or Protestantism. They either became Catholics, depending on which boarding school they went to, or they became Protestants, and they protested. I don't know. And so there's a lot of little churches scattered around. Is there a Catholic church in Cass Lake? Oh, there must be, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't even know. It's weird, I don't know. Yeah. But, and then there's the Medewiwin, the traditional path. And there's a lot of people who go out on sweats. For some people, it's not even religious. Some people will just go on sweats to like have a cultural experience. For some people, it's part of their practice to stay sober. I mean, I guess it's totally spiritual, but it's not like an organized religion. It's like the traditions of your ancestors and your cousins today, you know. But then there's a lot of people who are Bible believers who also smudge and pray with tobacco, smoke the pipe, sweat, go to sweat lodges, go to powwows, you know. People who walk both worlds. You know, it's not even like a conscious decision. I remember one time I was in a Catholic school in Montana, and those guys had really blended the Catholic Church with who's in Montana now? The Blackfeet. Always like the Blackfeet. Yeah, I think it was Blackfoot actually. They would like burn sage, and I guess Catholics have like incense and that. So, you know, so when I went to this sweat once, I went with this, the guy who built the sweat was a really kind of Bible thumping Christian guy. You know, he would like preach on the street and stuff. And he had hair down to his waist and built sweats and was a pipe carrier. He was constantly smoking out of a little stone pipe, just the bowl end, tobacco and stuff. And he built the sweat, and we sweated together. And he was always saying, our Lord, have pity on us. Have pity on us. Jawen ni missionang. Jawena missionang. Have pity on us. Tebe nimi young. Our Lord. Nusana wakwing ebian. Our Father who art in heaven. You know, there's a lot of ways to speak to Kitchimanadu. Kitchimanadu speaks all the languages. He invented them, even Ojibwe. And so I've come to believe, and I guess this is I'm feeling inspired to speak in this way. Sometimes I'll ask the Creator, you know, help me to speak well. And then I just assume you'll tell me what to say. And I'm not saying I'm hearing voices, but I think you can pray there's a million good ways to do it. You can speak to him in any language. You can have any ceremony you can create. If you want to continue the tradition, good on you. How about this? Why don't you start a new tradition? Yeah. No, it's not blasphemy. If you want to start a new tradition where you make a cup of tea and burn a candle and recite the Lord's Prayer on your head, do it. That'd be great. You know. You can pray by singing a song. You can pray by drawing a picture. You can pray. Pray meaning like what is prayer? Talking to God, asking for stuff. Worship. You can worship your Lord by singing a song for your grandma in the kitchen. Singing an old Willie Nelson song. You can, showing love to your pet. There's a million ways, good ways to do this. So one of the things I've been kind of feeling like we should do, sweetie. What's that? I kind of feel like we should bring in the boys to Mokaam next week. You want to bring in the Anamosh and Benjamin? And Makwa and Sabe and the Bigfoot? Yeah. I'm feeling kind of compelled to not teach Sunday school, but to go talk to those kids. And today I was wondering, what would I talk to them about? And if I brought the boys, they could, play with the puppets. But I wonder what I would, what do you say to kids? And why not me? I'm getting old enough now. I don't care about people's degrees. or their education when it comes to speaking of, these issues. Sometimes I think speaking about spiritual matters and that, like people, the more educated, it's like reading music. What do you mean? People who can read music sometimes aren't good at improvising. I've noticed that, piano players especially. Yeah, I've met so many great piano players who can I don't even understand what they're doing. But they've never written a song. They can only they go, oh no, it's just following instructions. It's like, that's not, what is that? But when it comes to knowing God or working through these ideas of prayer, I think that gets inspired or something. I don't think it matters how old you are. I'm not sure, actually. What are you thinking? Well, I was thinking about that thing about that old Pastor Mitch said. What? One of the first times he said something, it wasn't spiritual awakening. He used a different term. But he says sometimes a return to the Father or whatever happens after a heartbreak. When your heart gets broken. Something opens up. So maybe the more heartbreak you've had, the more you can understand God. Yeah, maybe, huh? Yeah. It might be something like that. But Anima Gisha Good, prayer day. Just some of these, I feel like, and then I was thinking maybe I should start, we toy around with this idea, or maybe you should start it. What's that? A second channel. We're going to start a whole new channel? It took us 4 years to get, hey, we almost have 3,000 subscribers. That's right. If you haven't subscribed to the show yet, hit the subscribe button. We just need like another 120. We'll have 3,000. It's insane. But we could start another channel that was just like Bible stories or something for kids. Call it the Natasha Bible Stories. And you could get up there and tell Adam and Eve stories in a funny way or whatever. That's an idea. We can still have music in that, but keep it short, like 10-minute things so people can just kind of go, oh, here's a little 10 minutes story of David and Goliath told by Natasha or something. I do it. Yeah, let's talk about that. On my egg, you're good. So yesterday, it's Ningikaj. No, Ningikaj is I'm cold. Gisana, it's cold. It's cold in Minnesota. It's, what is it now? 9 below? It's currently 9 below. It's going to be 25 below tomorrow morning. 25 below again. And our pipes keep freezing up. Pickup wouldn't start. Stuff falls off the walls, because we're just, I don't know. Everything starts to fall apart and break. Everything's harder. And it's cold and uncomfortable. And I haven't been getting depressed, really. Why do you say it like that? Well, now that I say that, maybe I am. Yeah, I probably am. Depression and anxiety kind of come together. But I've noticed the last few days, in spite of all my wisdom, my Nabwako in spite of the fact I quit drinking and, I found God, so I'm, I have prayer and more gratitude ever in my life. And I don't have the old triggers, but in spite of all that, I'm still having to kind of struggle against freaking out, getting cabin fever, getting the winter blues, whatever you want to call it. Seasonal affect disorder. Oh, I'm sad. SAD. Seasonal affect disorder, I'm disordered. But I think probably a lot of us in Bemidji, in northern Minnesota right now, it's the winter dark of early January. And for me, my anxiety comes out a little bit in freaking out over the pipes. Just kind of feeling nervous. It's like, oh, crap. Hope everything's okay. Gotta make a phone call. Hope they're not going to be mad at me for not calling back right away, But Bagheera threw up yesterday. Oh, yeah. And Bagheera almost never. Like, I think this is the third time since we've had him. I've seen him thrown up on the floor. I was like, what is this? And there were 2 little puddles, another one down the way. And he was really lethargic. And I started freaking out. Not freaking out, but I started getting really sad. And I thought about Princess when she died and how she slowed down. And I started to pray. I was like, oh no, please heal my kitty. I can't go through another, And I'm thinking, you can't just pray that your cats never die. That's dumb. But I was getting really sad because I was getting scared, and I thought the cat was going to die. You get on the internet, how to tell if your cat's dying. Yeah, I took a nap with him in my arms because he was all like lazy. I was like, oh no, are you dying? And a few hours later, he's moving around again. Today, he's totally back to his normal self. I just didn't feed him for a while and made him drink some water. He's fine. Or get you to healed him. I don't know. But I realized, okay, cats throw up once in a while. Big deal. And Bagheera sleeps all day long. It's not out of character for him to be sleepy at 1 in the afternoon. But I'm freaking out here. I'm a little, that's got to be the seasonal affect disorder. I know. So I don't know. Let's see what's going on with the Boozhoo crew. Hey, Curtis Moose. Boozhoo, Ani and Curtis Moose. Curtis Moose is here. Well, welcome to the show, Curtis. Nice to see you. Kaya says she's got some pipes. Oh, Kate from This Is Us. I know. So good. Wally Bear's back. Boozhoo, Wally Bear. Wally Bear, you better beware. Wally Bear. Wally, beware. It's Wally Bear. Yeah. Missy says, what is it, pick on Missy show? You guys quit picking on my cousin. She's slow. No, she's not. What? If you're lost, you can look and you will find me. Be careful, Nana Boozhoo. She might sit on you. Yeah. I'm not sure I'd want Kate from This Is Us sitting on me, but that is kind of true, though. Fat people often are better singers. Why do you say that? Well, you think about like opera singers. They're always big. Yeah, it's kind of like they have a big instrument. Yeah. It's just a bigger instrument that can be louder. I've known some big guys who are just great singers. I'm a working singer. I can get the job done, but I don't know anybody goes, hears me sing and goes, ooh, what angelic voice is that? I do. Well, you do, but nobody else does. Well, it's a one for the money. All right. Aiden White. Boozhoo, Aiden White. Hey, is Aiden here? That's right. All right, Aiden White. Now it's a party. Boozhoo, Aiden. La-dee. Kaya says, not me. I sing like Howlin' Wolf. Like Howlin' Wolf. Ow! Werewolves London. Ow! Once there was this kid who got into an accident and couldn't come to school. I can sing a little bit like the Crash Test Dummies first thing in the morning. Yeah, when your voice is all gravelly. Yeah. My voice is really low first thing in the morning. That's why I like doing the show first thing in the morning. I sound like a DJ. Yeah. So, okay. All my relatives. In Dinaway, Maganadug. Bonjour. In Dinaway, Maganadug. Hello. All my relatives. The first time I ever went on a sweat, my brother took me in with a bunch of Dakota speakers. Oh, really? Yeah, I was up in Grand Forks. Well, it wasn't in the city of Grand Forks. We were out on some prairie near Grand Forks. It was on the edge of a horse ranch or something. There was a big bunch of horses in the distance. And we were set up in like the shelter belt. And it was Thanksgiving weekend. I remember that. I went out there to visit them over Thanksgiving. And so in Minnesota and North Dakota, by Thanksgiving, lots of times, it's full on winter. There was 2 feet of snow on the ground by then. And we went out for a sweat. Brought a whole bunch of wood. Burned that wood for 8 hours under the rocks. Standing in the field, the shelter belt, which meant there was trees right around us, but then there was just, acres of field. And stood around that fire until it burned all the way down. It took about 8 hours. And then we went in at like 10 at night or something. And it was probably earlier. The sun goes down so early and then. But it was all Dakota guys, and they said, okay, before you go in there, you got to get on all fours. Oh, but before you get on all fours and go in, you got to humble yourself. You can say, and in Dakota they taught me how to say, have pity on me. But then they would say, mitakio asen, mitakio sin, or something like that. All my relations, and they'd turn 360 around, and then they would go in. And they would say, we do this because we sweat not just for ourselves. We're going to pray not just for us. We're going to pray for everybody and all my relations, not just the human beings. Also the 4-legged relations, the kitties and the puppies, and the winged relations, the birds, and the crawly relations on the ground, and the fish, the food relations. Yeah. Hey, in February we can tell the suckerfish moon story. Yeah. But you humble yourself and you go in there and you pray for everybody. And they're old school. They kind of were like, you got to make payment for your prayers. And you go in there and then you suffer for your sins. The Baptists aren't so harsh. You suffer in coldness by getting to church. The Sioux people, they were like, no, we're going to fry you. But in Ojibwe, we say, Indinawe Magana Dug. All my relations. Indinawe Magana Dug. That should have been the word of the day. Because I can't pronounce these words. Debe Nimiyang. Debe Nimiyang. Debe. I wonder if that has anything to do with Debwewen. The truth? Yeah. It sounds kind of like it, but it's a different word. Yeah, it is. Our Lord, our King. Here's something I learned. What's that? The Seneca? The cigarettes? No. Yeah, it's a cigarette. There's a reservation cigarette called Seneca's. But the Seneca comes out of New York. But Senecas were Indians out of New York, and apparently they're the oldest tribe pre-Columbo. And this guy had a picture, and again, I should have pulled it up. But he had a picture of a Seneca. And the Seneca had ear gauges, like those gross kids in the mall. You mean at Hot Topic? Yeah, they had ear gauges like Hot Topic employees. And they wore these weird little hats with feathers. And they had like metal armbands. And there was something about their dress that looked kind of Peruvian. And the guy was like, what's up with the Senecas? How come they look so Peruvian? What is with this culture? It just looked, they didn't look native. They look kind of Russian or something. But the Senecas. And I was just reminded, like, you know what? Everything we think we know about Indian history is based on what the Freemasons told us. The Freemasons? Yeah. Whoever wrote the white man's history books. That's what we're going on, by the way. Oh, no, it was oral tradition. Nope, your grandpa didn't hear the stories of what happened before the boarding schools. I'm sorry, you guys. We're kind of picking up the pieces, the stuff they left behind, trying to piece together our history here and there. And that's one reason why I think the language is so important. Learning the language, you start to learn something about the history and about the people, how they said stuff, you know. Hokahe says, grassroots Indians. I couldn't say it better than myself. And Buju Niji. Kaya, music and love do not mix well. I know, but yes, they are. Starts off great, but it curdles. Music and love is like chocolate milk. You mix them together and it's so sweet and delicious. But if you leave it out too long, it curdles. And you can't even drink it. And it turns to cheese, brown cheese. Nobody likes chocolate cheese. You'll notice that. Because it curdles. Sounds like somebody's just a little bitter. No. Wally Bear says, I like watching Joan Jett when she sings for a 70-year-old woman. She's still good. Does she still got it? Yeah, I don't know what I think of these female guitar players. Hey, I'm a female guitar player. Yeah, you are, aren't you? Actually, one of my favorite guitar players is a woman. Oh, that girl. What's her name? Gabriella 4747 or whatever. The YouTube girl, you know. The most amazing guitarist I've ever seen. Acoustic guitarist. I might as well play her tomorrow. Because she's just great. And I can't imagine. It's almost discouraging. She's like, you know, a 25-year-old girl. That means she couldn't have been playing for more than 10 years. Way better than I'll ever be. I'm like, how did you... But she is very beautiful. But yeah, when they sing, I don't know. Jim says, I can sing backup way back. Yeah. The back of the bar. I can sing along. Metallica has a Native American bass player. That's right. He's not their original bass player, but they got an Indian bass player. And yeah, he's a pretty badass guy. Let's see what else is going on here. I'm way behind in the chat, sweetie. I jacked jackets when I was young and dumb in the South Side, Minneapolis. You jacked jackets? I lost my jacket in an airport once. Somebody stole my gray jean jacket. Was that you, John? I was a victim of a crime. Yeah. Rebel with a cause, says Boomers. Don't get me started on Boomers. Everything that's wrong with America was because of Boomers. They actually believe in the moon landing, you guys. Hey, we went to the moon and 3 guys flew out there 6 different times with no bathroom. Yeah, we believe that. I'm a boomer. We're the greatest generation. Totally disrespected the World War II generation. Believe in the moon landing. That's what they say. What? There's no bathroom on the lunar whatever. You know, these guys, the whole mission was just half-baked when they faked the moon landing mission. But in all their designs and everything, they didn't think that anyone would ever ask the question, what'd you guys do for going to the bathroom? Then afterwards, they're like, we all wore diapers. What? You ate and just crapped yourself and sat in the same suit for 3 days? Did you guys... What? How would pooping even work in no gravity? Yeah. You know, I think it would require gravity. Not that I believe in gravity, but buoyancy and density. You know, if you were floating in some sort of magical non-gravity space, how would your poop drop? Or did they come back after 3 days in outer space, just filled to the brim? Just one huge log. It's like, excuse me, I'm Buzz Aldrin. I just need to get to a toilet. I've been holding it for 3 days. as I flew to the moon. Yeah, right. Have another drink. All right. Well, up next, let's see. Kai is talking. Ruth Notman is another good female guitar singer. Ruth? Have you heard of Ruth Notman? I have not heard of Ruth, man. Ruth Notman. And Deb Dyer is the best female vocal ever, though. Her band is Skunk on a Sea. Skunk on a Sea. Opera from Hell. Opera from Hell. Oh, Mamma Mia, Figaro. Beelzebub has a devil put aside for me. For me. For me. Now. Is that opera? Yeah, it's the closest thing we know to opera. Queen. Bohemian Rhapsody. I think I'm in the wrong room again. Yeah. Well, you're here now. What are you going to do? I'm a big fan of Kat says, research syntax. Syntax. Is that the tax they put on like alcohol and cigarettes? Syntax? Yeah, because you're not supposed to be doing it anyway. It's a syntax. So late, science project, says Dr. Evils. Bonjour, Dr. Evils. Is Dr. Evils here? Yeah. Hey, Dr. Evils. What's up? The science project, which was flying to the moon in outer space in a spaceship. All hands on deck. I like the white cat picture. Yeah, that's Princess. That was a gift from my cousin Missy. So is a sweet TV, by the way. Thanks again, Miss. But that was my Princess. Princess was my cat who passed away. And I was so... I don't know. Something happened. I woke up after she died. I found God because I was in such grief. I started praying just hard. And then something happened. I sort of woke up, and I think it was at the same time I realized that they had faked the moon landing, that the earth wasn't a spinning ball, that evolution was a satanic deception. All this weird spiritual awareness came to me after my heart broke. And that was kind of my point with Pastor Mitch's thing. Sometimes it takes great heartbreak. Somebody dies. You get a divorce. You lose your job. You get really sick. Sometimes people find God, in the drunk tank. If your life was like just super sweet and just one big celebration, who needs God? But so Princess is, like my family member who passed away. Speaking of family members who passed away, that's as good of an intro to this song as anything. Here's a song by Pink Floyd. And up next, Natasha. This song, I don't even want to intro it. Just wish you were here. Oh, I love this song. Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. This is dedicated to whoever you're thinking about. Yeah, So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain. Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, or a smile from a veil? Do you think you can tell? Did they get you to trade your heroes for ghosts, hot ashes for trees, hot air for a cold breeze, cold comforts for change? Did you exchange a walk-on part of the war for a lead role in a cage? I wish you were here. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl, year after year, running over the same old ground. How we found the same old fears. I wish you were here. Thank you very little. What? Now I gotta be funny after that song. Bonjour. Hi. Natasha Nakas. Natasha is my name. Neiman Wyndham. G-A-I-N. Oman Nungum. I'm happy to be here today with you, the Bonjour crew. But that song is too sad. I know, but I don't know when to play it. I know. Do 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 do. We're just two lost souls swimming in a fishbowl. You know what song I couldn't hear for the longest time after Princess died? What's that? Every Time I Look at You. Oh yeah, by Kiss. Any Kiss fans? You know the song? Every time I look at you, it's easy to see everything to me. You know, that was my song for my princess. Tried to say I'm sorry. I didn't mean to break your heart. Find you waiting up by the light of day. There's a lot I want to tell you, but I don't know where to start. Oh, Zagame. Zagame just gave us a $10 super chat. Oh, miigwech, Zagame. Miigwech, thank you so much. I didn't mean to break your heart. Did I hear Zagame? Did I read something about... Was that you, Zagame, who almost got hit by lightning? Or is that Kaya? Somebody was saying they'd found... Okay, Kaya said, I found God when a bolt of lightning missed my face by about 20 inches. Yeah, what is that? I met a guy once who had been struck by lightning 3 times. He had been struck by lightning and he didn't die. Yeah. He had gray hair in a weird way in the top of his head. He said his hair went gray in the patch where the lightning struck. But I'm like, is God trying to kill you? You know? But Kaya got spared by just inches. Yeah, that'll do it. You go, what? All right. The stakes are a little higher than I thought. You know? Did you stop doing whatever you were doing? Was that like a message from God? Yeah, one more step, buddy, and I'm gonna... Dr. Evils. Somebody's... I'm Big Fat Cat says, objectively true. Millennials. I'm not sure who's worse, the boomers or the millennials. Millennials are best friends with their parents. If you meet a millennial, it'll be like, oh, my mom's my best friend. Like, what? That just means you don't have any friends. She has to be your friend. Yeah, I'm a feminist, but you're a guy. That doesn't matter. Okay. I'm a millennial. Zagame. Daniel can play, follow the leader. Good job, Mosquito Woman. Yeah, good job. Don't forget to thumbs up. Give us thumbs up. Put your thumbs in the air like you just don't care. But I don't know. Yeah. Every time I look at you, it's easy to see. Every time I hold you, the things I never told you seem to come easily. 'Cause you're everything to me. I don't know why Kiss thinks they're a hard rock band. Yeah, I know. They have more soft ballads than anybody I know. You're everything to me. Oh, I still love you. Baby, 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 baby. That's how Paul Stanley sings that. Baby, 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 baby. I still love you. Well, sweetie, what do you think? Did you want to go outside and say a little prayer? I could. Except it's 12 below. I don't know if I want to get that cold. Say a prayer right here by the fire. Should I say a prayer right here? All right. This is an anima a. This is a prayer. When you pray, it's anima a. Ni anima a. I pray. Gitchamanadu. You can start a prayer by singing if you want. Gitchamanadu. Takawi dukawishan. Anomino wenungum. I don't believe that anything's sacrilegious if you do it. I mean, there's some stuff that's sacrilegious. It's starting. I'm getting to the point where I don't like hearing people use the Lord's name in vain. I've become my grandma. That's really starting to bother me when people hear. It just seems so sloppy and rude. It's like, hey, do you mind? That's the name of my Lord you're casually cursing a driver with. But also I've noticed that they're really starting to mainstream swearing. In like all the kids shows, they're always using the F word. I mean, they bleep it or whatever. But like that Zoe Christmas special, Christmas is gonna be rough as and then they blip. And I'm like, this is for kids. Why do you keep using the... Oh, it's rough as fuck. I don't want to romance. I don't want to dance. I just want to I just want to I just want to forget you. I just want to forget you. Paul Stanley, he thinks the word forget is forget because he's from New York. Anyway, I was going to pray. Get Chimanadu. Hey, this works in nicely with our word. Dakawi Dukawishan. Please help me. Help me not to despair just because it's winter. Help me to remember all the things I'm grateful for and to forget all the things that I'm sad about. Gitchimanadu, I would never pray that you just, reanimate my dead cat. I understand that cats die. I'm cool with that. Please brush her. Do you suppose God is brushing Princess in heaven? I'm sure he is. She likes to be brushed a lot. I'm not sure what I'm asking for. Thank you for not taking away the grief, but thank you for helping me, move on. That was rough. But it was nothing like, Miigwech Gitchimanadu. Thank you, Gitchimanadu. Thank you, Great Spirit, for everything that you do today. Miigwech Kaiji Chikan Nungum Kaiji Chikan. Miigwech Kaiji Kakina Geku. Kaiji Chikan Nungum. Thank you for everything that you do today. Miigwech. Bemadaziwan. Bemadazian. Thank you for my life. And Miigwech Bizandawiyeg. Thank you for listening. And Miigwech for the Boozhoo crew. Thank you for the crazy cats who come and see us. I really appreciate it. Ape Inge. Amen. And this has been your Anima Gisha Good. Your prayer day. The prayer day show. So I don't know. Yeah, if we did a Bible show for kids that I was in charge of, I would have to keep it really short. It would just be right to this point. Hi, kids. Guess what? Once upon a time, there was a Garden of Eden. And there was a boy named Adam and a girl named Eve. They loved each other so. And then blah, blah, blah. It'll be like, today's show will be about, it could be titled Adam and Eve. And then Cain and Abel. Sodom and Gomorrah. Yeah, we get in just deep. Leviticus 4:20 or whatever it is. Leviticus, Anyway, you guys. I suppose that's all the time we have for today, huh, sweetie? Yeah, we should go. Okay. Miigwech. Thank you so much. Michael, did you want to add anything? Yeah, tell them about Patreon and that, will you? Oh, sure. If you'd like to support the show, we have a Patreon page where people sign up and give us a little bit every month. We also have a PayPal page. You can give us a tip, buy us a cup of coffee. We've got a GoFundMe page. We're raising money. And I'm just ordering those lights. I don't care. Yeah, that's all queued up. Let's just do it. Okay. And if you'd like to order books by Michael Lyons, do we have any of his books up here? Got that big old gibberish ad. Yeah, we got that thing. Should I end the show with that? What is going on here? It's all frozen up, sweetie. Oh, here it goes. And Michael's got books for sale on Amazon.com. Otherwise, let me just say, I'm going to get rid of this thing. It's just annoying. Let me just say, Miigwech Bizandawiyeg. Thank you for listening. And Miigwech Ganawabiyeg. Thank you for watching Boozhoo, Nana Boozhoo, the podcast about Ojibwe language and culture. I am Natasha. This is Nana Boozhoo. Okay, Miigwech. This is Michael Lyons. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. And I will see you again. Tikawaba min, minowa. Hawa. Sweetie. 1 to teleport. Make it so, number 1. Alright. Okay, hang on there. Just push the button and wiggle the thingy. Wiggle the thingy, push, and hold the button down, right? Yep. There we go.